What's going on, Mr. B? Hold on one second here. It's kind of loud here for me today, unfortunately. This is a this is just something that's really quick. Don't need this one. I need Nexus. Go to Special Edition. Shane should be joining me shortly. Just see when he pops in here real quick. This is just a really quick tutorial for him. He just got his PC. He has all Skyrim all set up and everything. But I was going over like how to start. Obviously I recommend the Nordic guide as a. We'll do another one here. Why not? Let's open another tab. For SE, everything seems to be a little slower today with the update. Unfortunately, I made sure that mine did not update, but SKSE is updated. Hey Shane, there you are. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up the two guides that I know I already linked you this Nordic Skyrim guide. So everything here is in the description. This is more of a free to mod setup. However, the other one I linked you was the Yash guide, and you could just type in Yash. This should pop right up. So you were wondering about, you have a brand new game, you just installed it, right? You have no mods. I think you said you just installed SKSE. To show you, now they already updated this. They updated this late last night. You could see it should pop up on your screen in a second there. So we're looking at the current SE build. Now it's 2.0.17. So after the lovely creation kit and game update, which would normally break it, SKSE is, these guys are already on top of it. They've already updated SKSE. I'm assuming you have this version here, 2.0.17. So this is now the current SKSE. You would install it the same way you would install the previous version, every version before that. The issue with this one now is that mods that rely on the previous version, 2.0.16, you may have to wait a couple days to possibly a week before those other mods also get updated. For example, if I go to the Yash guide and we go to, let's see, try base mods here. SSE engine fixes, for example. I don't know if this has been updated. I haven't checked it yet. But you'll see the requirements is SKSE 64. You go to the files. Now, SSE engine fixes 4.10. Date uploaded, last updated. So this wasn't updated until the 12th of October 2019. So 1.5.80, 1.573. If you look at the script extender, 2.0.17, and another update. Okay, so mods that do this, right? You could play the game with SKSE by itself if you're running something that will run off the current version of it, but something like, I mean, this is a big one here, right? SkyUI. Let's see if SkyUI updated yet. Go to the files. No, 3rd of October 2017. So this one is one that may or may not work with the new SKSE version. It's one of those things you're going to have to test. Obviously, if the SkyUI team right here needs to update this, I believe you can go to either the forums or the posts and, kindly ask them just to see if it will work with the new version of the script extender. Okay, but I'm not going to cover I'm not going to cover that. Basically, what we're here to do is we're gonna cover the. You were inquiring about cleaning the masters. Okay, so cleaning the masters is. It sounds more complicated than it is, and the first time I did it, I really didn't have a guide. I was a little unsure of what to do. Um, all of these all of these guides really have a way to go about it, and they're all the same. Okay, so on the Yash guide here, it's all under the description, this entire thing, right? And it's all categorized for you under nice little, neat little tabs. Preparations where you want to go to, you're just gonna, it says spoiler, but hit show, okay? Um, you can go through these to show you. This is installation of the creation kit, Mod Organizer 2, basic tools. You can see what they use. The next one here is cleaning the masters. This is the one that we want. Okay, so you don't necessarily need to back up anything. You have a brand new game, but you are going to need SSC Edit Quick Auto Clean, and you're also going to need, and I'll show you here on Mod Organizer, I made a test profile for this. Ignore the Iron Dawn Guard armor. That's when I'm porting over to console now, when Bethesda lets me. Okay. Under your executables, you're going to run SSC Edit Quick Auto Clean. You're also going to run Xedit itself. And I'll show you guys how to do this. So let me minimize Mod Organizer. And they have the tabs here. You basically just follow it to the T. Okay. So, this is how to set it up. You would basically add it to the executables just like every other thing. No, Ren, this is, I'll be doing his story later tonight. When I get a chance to. Yeah, and I'm still on that same version too, Mr. B. I have not updated. I made sure that Steam was set to not auto-update because, and I went through this the last time, I also had it set to not update, and then I saw SKSE update, so I'm like, okay, now I'm going to go ahead and update my game. Did that, installed the new version of SKSE, things were still broken because mods that rely on SKSE were not updated. And a lot of them are crucial mods, core mods to my play. So, alright, Ren, yep. Alright, I'll see you later, Ren. Sorry, hold on, it's my headset. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, here we go. So, this is just how to install SSC Edit and Quick Auto Clean. These directions here under setup, you just follow them to the T. They're really easy. If you've set up SKSE into the modify executables, this is the same way. You set the binary for it wherever you have your modding tools. For me, I have my modding tools in C, and I created a mod tools folder. So you can see I have Dynalod, BSA Browser, Bethany, Cathedral Appsets, Optimizer, Mater Smash, Paint.net, NIF Optimizer, SSC Edit, right? So in here you have SSC Edit.exe. You also have SSC Edit Quick Auto Clean.exe. These are the two that you want. So make sure your file extensions are shown. If you, I'm assuming Shane, you definitely know how to do this, right? Vortex. See, I'm not familiar with Vortex, but cleaning the master should be similar. You're able to run Xedit with Vortex, yes? So if you're obviously able to do that, but you may do it from the desktop. You may have another folder where you have everything loaded. Okay, it would be the same way. Because I don't use Vortex, I find Mod Organizer to be a lot more efficient and more simplistic. When I built my PC, I was going to use Vortex because I had absolutely no clue. And John Rose told me, he's like, hey, MO2 is just a superior program, give it a try. And I did. It was difficult for me at first. So you could add tools. Okay. Yeah, that would be the same. Yeah, absolutely. So these would be considered tools. Um, you do not ever clean Skyrim ESM. Never clean the game's main, uh, the main folder. Or I'm sorry, the main master file, the game itself. Do not clean that. Um, so yeah, if you can add it to your tools with Vortex, you're going to want both of them, okay? The quick auto clean is the one you're going to run first. You're only going to need regular Xedit for Dawnguard. Dawnguard actually gets cleaned twice. And I'm going to do this. I have a nice test profile. Ignore this. This is for my vampire setup. This is for Athralore. You could obviously see I'm using the separators here and unmanaged because I'm porting Iron Dawnguard armor over to a console when Bethesda lets me. So that will obviously come out of here. You can see I have my old 2.0.16 SKSE scripts, and they're always above my core. They're right underneath there. So let me go back to my test profile again. You could ignore these. See, none of these are checked. Even Iron Dawnguard's not checked. Ignore that. Okay, that's not has no bearing here. So, like I said, go to the Ash guide. You're going to start with update. Yep. And shading. See, as Mr. B just said right there, yeah, Vortex is almost the same. As long as you're able to add the tools and use them, you're going to be able to do this. So if by watching this, it's not going to be the same, but it's going to give you a really good idea of exactly what to do, you can ignore the MO2 format, but running Xedit is going to be the same. It should be the same. It's the same program whether you're running MO2, Nexus Mod Manager, or Vortex. So what I'm going to do is you always start with update ESM. So for me, in MO2, I always make sure, this would be, for you it would be tools. For me, it's executables. Quick auto clean, and you hit run. And then it goes and it does its thing. Now yours might look a little bit different. Nothing should be checked here. The only thing, like I said, never clean the Skyrim game itself. Start with update. You'll also see a black box check Skyrim because Skyrim is the master to update, just like that. I hit OK, and then here I'll enlarge the screen so you can get a better look at it. It's going to do its thing. The quick auto clean is great. Oh yeah, absolutely. If you're doing as we go, let me know. I may actually have to minimize this just a bit. Oh, no, it won't let me. Oh, it's working, it won't let me. That's okay. Just probably easier to see this way. Is that what it does, Mr. V? It auto sorts? I was really tempted to use honestly, just because it was what is it? It's the predecessor for, not predecessor, the whatever they call it. I forget the word, but Nexus Mod Manager was the staple for a long time. Vortex is now the new, but but both are still available. But they said Vortex is a lot better. Yeah, I know who Odin uses it. I know DeBella's done. I think you're the one that told me she did some videos. I've actually watched her videos when she did them, and it looked pretty simplistic to use, which I liked. That's the reason why I was going to use it. At the time, I'd seen several of Gopher's videos on Mod Organizer and a bunch by Michael from Gamer Poets, Cal from Dirty Weasel Media, and I had to go back and I had to rewatch them a few times. They just seemed a little in depth, and to be honest, since I've only been doing this since the very beginning of May of this year, it looked a little intimidating to me. So I had to go back and I had to rewatch them, and even the videos that DeBella did, I wound up rewatching her Vortex videos, and then I found a couple extra ones, just on YouTube, good tutorials. Hers is definitely good. So update seems to take the longest. Now what you'll see here is your quick auto clean will show update ESM in green, meaning nothing is necessarily wrong. You only need to quick auto clean update. You do not need to manually clean it. And you can always check this with loot for your normal mods, but you would want to use Xedit itself to do any type of cleaning. You could quick auto clean them if you think that it'd be more efficient. I've actually quick auto cleaned Dark End, the large quest mod. I think it's like 1.4 gigabytes, and it worked perfectly for me. I didn't have to go and manually edit anything. Everything was fine. So you see everything here is in green. And then any processes that were done, process records, what are you looking for? Removing identical to master records done. Process records, removed records. Plugin contains 2 deleted nav meshes which cannot be undeleted. You can ignore this. Although this one here, update ESM, named dirty, but this, you'll see why in a second here. Quick clean mode finished, background loader finished. You could also view, and then you can of course go through every one of these tabs. You could expand them to see some of them may have, like let's go to default. So this one here, if I were to look at this, and then you'll see the master Skyrim game, and now here's update. This is the one you want to look at. Okay. You'd be able to scroll down and you could see here, make sure you stay within this column. Okay, this is the base game on the left where my mouse is. This is the update, and obviously you see it up top there. Okay. And you could scroll down and you could take a look to see keyword survival cold. Okay. And this will go on and on and on. That's under the view. I've been doing it for enough time where I could stay here on the messages tab on the bottom and pretty much know what's going on. So when update's done with quick auto clean, you don't need to do anything else. You just close this out. Now, I don't know if Vortex has anything similar to what Mod Organizer has an overwrite file, but there will be files, backup. I'm sorry, but my headphones just shut off. Yours is still running. That's fine. I won't go ahead to the next one yet. Dawn Guard's the only one that may give you, well, I'm not going to say confuse you, but it's the only one that requires an additional steps. But it's fairly simple to do. Mr. B, if you've seen this before, do you know if Vortex has anything similar to MO2's overwrite? Like, will it show like the cache or the cache or however it's pronounced? Because you'll see these. Now, I get these after you clean them. It has to throw them somewhere, and it throws them into the overwrite mod folder for me. That's why I get this little error message here on the top. It says there are notifications to read. If I click this, it says there are files in your overwrite mod directory, which is right at the bottom. It just tells you that there's something there. So for me, I would just go into there, and then obviously it shows you everything there. Yours may be different. So, and I won't, like I said, I won't go on to the next one. I'll go back to the main. So this is for update. And like I said, it says launch SSE edit quick auto clean through MO2. You'd be doing it through Vortex. Select update, click OK. It does its thing here. And these are, like I said, these are all the same. The Nordic guide, I believe, I'm sorry, it's under preparation for Nordic guide here. If I click on preparation, cleaning the masters is right here. And it's the same because a lot of these are taken from the same person. Written by here. Is it Nick Jum? I'm saying it, but it might just be a pronunciation of letters. But a lot of patches done by this author, and they're identical. The cleaning and it's crucial for this, especially with Dawnguard, because Dawnguard has some edits in there that need to be taken care of. Got the green? Okay. So what you'd be looking at, you would just basically close it out, and you would wind up moving on. So let's go back here. So let me go to. All right, so update's done. Okay, I'm just going to minimize the show window there. We're going to move on to Dawnguard ESM. So you're going to again start with quick auto clean. So again, for me, that's going to be quick auto clean and mod organizer. I'm not going to do anything with these files in my overwrite. If you get any type of cache files, you can leave them alone for now. They get deleted at the end. What some people do is they actually back up their masters, and then they will create a single mod here for the. It'll be clean to it'll say clean to masters, and you would put it above. Like these DLCs would then disappear, and you would put it above. It would be the very, very first thing here. All right, so we're going to start cleaning Dawnguard. So I'm going to hit SSC edit quick auto clear. I'm going to hit run again. Now you'll notice with this, obviously nothing is checked again. This time we're going to click Dawnguard. Now you're going to see two boxes appear. One for Skyrim the game, the master. You're also going to see one appear for update ESM because both of those are the master for Dawnguard. So when I click this, there they appear. That's normal. Okay. Then you're going to hit OK, and it's going to do the exact same thing that it did for update ESM. This one's going to be a little bit quicker. And you're probably more attuned to backing up files than I am. I'll be honest. I'm nervous to do it. I've never really done it. I did do it once with the game. Not the last update, but the one we had right before that, because I was really, really nervous about SKSE breaking. It was my first time doing it. You see how Dawnguard's already done. But you'll see at the top here, it's in red. And let's see here. Plugin contains 57 deleted nav meshes which cannot be undeleted. Process records identical to master. Records done. So this one does require a manual fix. Now, update was in green up top here. Dawnguard is not. And you'll see a couple things that are in green. However, you can ignore these for now. Once quick auto clean is done with this, you don't have any more steps in quick auto clean. You can close it out, but we're not done with Dawnguard yet. So I'm going to close this out. Now for me again, in my overwrite folder, if I want to, now here's where it gets kind of tricky. I'm going to go back to the Dawnguard cleaning. So this was the quick auto clean here. Dawnguard requires manual cleaning. Let's show this here. Okay. Launch SSC edit normal version, not quick auto clean through MO2. You're going to be doing that through your tools. Where am I reading? This is right on Nexus. This is on the Yash guide. That's the one that I linked to. Did I link it to you? This one right here. See this? This is over in yours in Skyrim modding. That's where you're gonna go. You could just right click, open that link, or click on it. That's where I'm reading it from. What's up, Sonar? Sonar, this is it's nothing official. I'm walking Shane through the master cleaning. Let's see. All right, so. What do you mean you can't see what's on the screen there? Yeah, on oh, it's in the preparation section. If I go here, I'll open it up again here. So this is the link. See if I could put this in. All right, so that's the link for you right there. Okay. What did I have here? I can close that. Okay. I don't really need two of those up. With the auto clean did. Oh, okay. So if there's any nav issues, if there's any like rogue edits, identical to master files, things like that, quick auto clean usually gets all of them. It's a one-step cleaning process. So like I said, when I go to do this, it's making sure that my masters here, actually these are out of order. It doesn't really matter. It's going to clean them for me anyway. You're also going to want to make sure these are in order. I think Vortex automatically sets them. Mod Organizer, you have to adjust them. Sometimes, not all the time. So yeah, anything like identical, you want to get rid of, because there are identical to masters in the base game. The base game, even still with the special edition, launched moderately broken, which is why the USSCP team still has the unofficial patch to correct the bugs, but the game itself, and you know, with these lovely Creation Club updates, they tend to break more than they add in. So pathing issues, nav, you know, God only knows what they're doing over there. I couldn't tell you. I'm not, you know, not a developer. Dawnguard. So Dawnguard here, ESM manual cleaning. So we're going to run this again. You're going to be running it through your tools. I'm going to run it through Mod Organizer. Make sure it's normal Xedit, SSC. All right, now when I hit run, now you see there's a bunch of them checked, okay? You don't want them all checked. Obviously, you don't want Hearthfires. We've already done the other ones, and you obviously don't want the base game. So for me, I right-click and I select none. Okay. Then I'm just going to select Dawnguard ESM here. You'll see the two masters to Dawnguard also populate. Okay. Hit OK. It's going to go back. It's going to do its thing. You just basically wait for it to load up. While it's doing that, I'm going to go back to here to show you kind of what you need to know. In this top section here that's highlighted in blue, this is what you need. So when it finishes, there are 3 edits that you need to make in Dawnguard. They're very, very simple to do. So I am going to wait till this loads before I do anything. Usually around 50 seconds, I think, for the normal. Quick auto clean's a lot quicker, and it's just a lot more efficient. But this one does require manual cleaning. So, and it shows this here in the pictures. You could use this as reference. Now I know this is in Mod Organizer, but SSC Edit as a tool should be the same. So for you, it should be the same. You're going to be able to expand everything from the form ID. Let me see if mine's done here. Yes, it is. It's finished. Okay, so Dawnguard ESM right here. But I'm going to expand this. So what I'm going to do is you're going to look at the first one here. It may be a little hard to see on the screen. I'm not sure how big your monitor is, or if you're checking it out on mobile or whatever. The first change with this is going to be under cell, block 5, sub-block 3, and then the rift and ragged flagon. So I'm going to expand the cell right here. And I have to go back for reference here. Cell block 5, sub-block 3. You see block 5 is right here. Sub-block 3 is right here. Now you see the rift and ragged flagon. Okay, see how it's still in green, which would, make you think that it's okay. But left click on it. Now you have Skyrim ESM up top here. You have update ESM in the middle. This is the one you want to be under, dawnguard.esm. So we're going to scroll down to where this is. Hold on, let me see here. It's XEZN encounter zone. You could read it right up top here. Scroll down to the red highlighted. Right click and select remove. Now, here's the question that I'm going to be asking, and I'm asking this because we just got the update. This looks different for me. Or it may be because even with the new profile, my masters are clean already. Which I think is the case. I think that's the case. This would normally be red right here, and you would have it here, which is why it differs from what you're seeing here. I wonder if that is the case. Your update ESM is red at the top. You could ignore it. Once you quick auto clean update ESM, you're fine. Mine was the same way too. It wasn't necessarily green. But just take my word for it. It doesn't have it all the way up on top, but you'll see. It'll look like this. And that's because of, I think, default object manager. There's another one in here too that I don't know if it's because it's highlighted or whatever, but it's not exactly a greenish color. But basically what you're going to do is it'll say encounter zone, rift and ratway zone, which is in this little box that my mouse is pointing to. You would normally hit. See, I'm probably giving you a bad example. I've already cleaned these masters. I thought by adding a new profile, I would have had to clean them again, but they look fine to me. I'll try to explain it as best I can. You would normally hit right click here, and you would remove. Where it would say XEZN encounter zone, rift and ratway zone. This right here, see now it's green. But over here under the dawnguard ESM, you would right click there, and a remove option will pop up. You would hit remove, then this would look green. This here would look green. Then you would be fine. That's the first one.
I don't think you should say anything like that because I think that's like mean.
See, I don't know. Maybe this is the problem is because I don't use Vortex. So I'm probably a bad example of how to do it. I've only ever used MO2. So yours might be different. Send me a screenshot? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can send it right over in Discord. I'm here. I mean, you could do it through DM, or you could send it right here on your the modding channel that you have. Okay, there it is. Yep. Okay. So, all right, looking at that where it says Rift and Ratway Zone, under this one here, this one on the far right hand side. See how it says on the left, XEZN Encounter Zone. That's in red. 1, 2, you want this one under DonGuard. See this one here? Right click on that, select remove. It's going to prompt you to say you're changing a file. You're going to select yes. Like it's gonna say, hey, you're about to edit something that's necessary. Do you want to continue? You're gonna hit yes. It's gonna be a big warning that's gonna pop right up in the center there. So yeah, that right there. Riften Ratway Zone. Yep, beautiful. See how it's in green? You did it right. Perfect. Absolutely. That's it. So that's it for that one. Not quite finished yet. We have two more to do. So staying within DonGuard here, okay? Uh, the blocks, you're in sub-block 3, you can minimize that, you can minimize block. Keep all of the blocks open under cell, because cell is what we're going to be working under. The next one here, it's cell block 2, sub-block 1. So cell, expand block 2, expand sub-block 1. Now, on mine, you're not going to see it, but on yours, you're going to see CW guard templates, and it's going to be green. Yep, -3. These three: Skyrim ESM update and DonGuard. All right, so that's the last one there. So with this one, you're now looking at my screen here, and right in the center. Okay. Once you navigate to cell block 2, sub block 1, this CW guard templates, this is still going to be in green, just like they have it on the screen here. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, just watch along with me in the center here. This is all you need to do. This is pretty easy stuff. But you got the first one perfect. Um, all right, sorry, damn headset cut out again. So once you're at cell block 2, sub block 1, it's going to be under this editor ID. You don't have to go any further in. The CW guards template, you're going to right click on this, click remove. It's going to give you another prompt. It's not going to look like the first one, but it's going to have another prompt saying yes or are you sure? You're going to hit yes. Okay. You want to remove CW guard templates. So that's the second one for DonGuard. And if you want to send me a screenshot with that, absolutely feel free to. And I'll put it up here on the page if you want. I'll leave it open here. Oh, you got it? Okay. Awesome. So so yours will look like it. I mean, it'll be gone. This will all stay the same. Last one is cell block 8, sub block 1. So we're under cell block 8. Now you'll see for me, I don't have sub block 1. You will have sub block 1 because sub block 1, the whole thing gets deleted. Just like you see here on the screen. Cell block 8, expand it. Sub block 1, you don't need to expand because you're going to hover the mouse over this, you're going to right click, you're going to have a remove option. Just like it says here, remove. It's going to do another prompt to do you want to proceed, you're editing, blah, 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 you're going to hit yes. Okay. Once you do that, close SSC edit, and Dawnguard is manually cleaned. It's that simple. So for me, I'm just going to close it. And you'll notice now when I go to my overwrite, I now have update Dawnguard. Skyrim's in there as well, because it always populates there. You're going to want to go back to the quick auto clean for the remaining ones. I'm going to go through this real quick because they are easy. They are just like update. They are just like the quick auto clean for Dawnguard, and they were like the quick auto clean for update and quick auto clean for Dawnguard. All you're doing is launch your quick auto clean. You're going to select Hearthfire, let it do its thing, close it out. Then you're going to relaunch quick auto clean. You're going to select Dragonborn only, let it do its thing, close it out. That's it. Your masters are now officially clean. It's that simple. Every time you wipe clean or start a new load order or you uninstall and reinstall the game, the master should be the first thing you clean. Every time. And like I said, I put that link here for you. Your server owner, feel free to pin it. Where was it? This one here from the Ash Guide. It's right under preparation. The very top one. You'll see the Ash Guide here. This is the mod. It's well, it's not a mod, but 23894. Just right in the description. You don't even have to go to the files, but they do have articles. They do have posts that you can look at. But it's right in the description, right down here, right under preparation. And feel free to read any of these. These are all great links with excellent information. It's got stuff for Bethany, how to convert mods from Form 43 to 44, cleaning mods. So this is if you wanted to clean a Legendary Edition mod over to Special Edition, or a Special Edition mod that's not clean. There you go. It's got everything. But preparation is going to be the one you want to click, and this has your. Oh, I'm sorry. Wow, I hit the wrong one. Under this preparation category, not this preparation. Cleaning masters. Hearthfire is going to look red. It's normal. It's fine. It's not always going to look green. The quick auto clean, basically, the way that I understand it is that there are going to be small things left in there, but they are so insignificant that they will never cause issue. The only thing that people said they experienced is, see, it's this first check here. Specifically, this has been reported. Some people experience a CTD around Falkreath after cleaning their master files. It's rare. He hasn't experienced it. I've never experienced it. I don't know anybody that's experienced a crash around Falkreath. The only time I've ever seen people crash around Falkreath is with tons of area edits, running static mesh and high poly project on a low-end PC that can't handle it. Tons of added NPCs that are soaking up your VRAM. Anything with like a really, really high poly count is just going to tax your system to the max. And I don't know what settings you're running on. If you're running on high, mid, ultra, low. When you first install Skyrim, the very, very first thing you should do from Steam is run your game from Steam. So like for me, it would be library. Now you can see, there's the update. You're not going to get me. But instead of where it says update there, it'll say play. So once you have Special Edition installed, you would have already hit play. That generates your base game ini files. For me, now I could actually delete these because I don't need them. All this stuff here, I can get rid of it. It's garbage for me. Um, Let me go back to my main. I'm actually going to get rid of this test profile. I don't need it. We're going to remove. And I'm going to go back to Atherlore. My vampire. Enderall. I do have Enderall in here. Um, what am I looking for? What was I doing? I was doing something. 1080p high? Okay. Yeah. So you should be fine. Um, I am running. God, what am I running? Was it 2048 by 1980? I think. My resolution's high and I'm also running on ultra. With the ambient occlusion off. I have some pretty high settings. Because I built this PC for a couple years and it can handle it. I mean, if you're looking at my mod list here, there are a lot of really heavy, like I'm running all of Matthew's works for his textures and like weapons and armor. You can see like I have a Midian born, I have LE mods. So I don't know if Vortex does this for you too, but when I see these green rook icons, if I hover over this, it says this mod is for a different game. Make sure it's compatible or it could cause crashes. So this just tells me it's an LE mod. But I installed a Midian Born on Special Edition, even though a Midian Born is not on Special Edition. It's just for Legendary. But so these could be a little bit heavier. I have lesser texture categories. The Skyrim 3D, anything Skyrim 3D is usually Matthew's work. I'm running his trees, his 3D trees. I'm running his landscape. So you see right here, Skyrim 3D Gildergreen, trees and plants. The billboards, his landscape. So this does tax my system a little bit. I'm running Legacy of the Dragonborn. Both audio patches or both audio mods, audio overhaul and immersive sounds with the synergy patch. So you can see audio overhaul gets overwritten by ELFX in White One, Red One interiors. So stuff like that you can always check and clean. Um, okay, yeah, hold on. Let me go over there now. Bum, bum. What am I looking at here? Dragonborn. Yep, Dragonborn's the same way. You're going to see it in red up top. You're perfectly fine. Once you quick auto clean it and it says quick auto clean mode finished, background loader finished, you're fine. You can ignore this stuff. Ignore that this is in red. Once you quick auto clean it, you're good to go. Plugin contains one deleted nav mesh, removing identical to master records. So you see it removes 0 records, but um, and I'll show you why. When you run loot, I don't know if Vortex does this, but MO2 does this, right? I'm going to run loot. I'm not going to sort my plugins. I sorted all of these 267 plugins manually. I sorted all of these 406 mods manually. I do not ever sort or use loot to auto sort for me. It is one of the worst things you can do. If you have a very light setup, yeah, absolutely, because it'll probably throw things in the right place for you, but not always. Um, when I did my first setup, I did use loot and sort to sort everything, but I'm just going to run loot to show you my files here. Loot loot is built in. It's it's what tells you what you need patches for. If you're missing anything, um, you'll see I have 10 warnings. I have 1 error. I know what the error is, and I'll show you what the error is, but it's nothing that affects my game. I have 35 total messages. Let me expand this up here. I have 267 active plugins, a total of 271, 9 dirty plugins. I could ignore most of these, so Let me just expand this a tiny bit to show you. You have not sorted your load order this session. This counts as a warning for me. I ignore this because I do not use loot to sort. I just use it as a tool. Now I see, for me, now update ESM, which would normally have this kind of yellowish tan rectangular background border thing, would be under update. And it would give me like a message saying, uh, needs to be cleaned. There's a quick auto clean message. Basically, X said it was done by Elminster. So it would give like a link to where you can get it at if you don't have it installed. Same thing for Dawnguard, same thing for Hearthfire, same thing for Dragonborn. Now, on mine you can see I have an ice green check, and there are no messages here. Things like the unofficial patch, it's just got stuff here, but this is good. I'll go down to the first one that has an issue. Weapons, armor, clothing, and clutter fixes. It is recommended you read this mod's compatibility notes. This is not an error. It just tells you that there are compatibility notes for it. So you seem to be using Cloaks of Skyrim, but have not enabled a compatibility patch for this mod. Third-party patch is here at Quinn's. Quinn's is an all-in-one self-patcher. It is highly, highly recommended because it will auto-detect all of your mods that need patching together and kind of do it for you at the push of one button. One of the last things you should do is install Quinn's. So here, Audio Overhaul Skyrim. SSC Edit version 4.0.2 found 6 identical to master records due to improvements. I mean, you guys can read it here. A guide for running the quick auto clean mode can be found here. It even gives you a little link for the guide. I haven't cleaned it. I don't need to. I could if I wanted to. It's not going to affect anything in my game. Same thing with the patch here. Found 37 ITM records. Now, if I really wanted to have a 100% clean game, this would get cleaned. This would get cleaned. In just the quick thing, in the quick auto clean, so you wouldn't have to modify anything yourself. Now, some of them do, and then there's some mods that say absolutely do not ever clean this mod. And if it's a mod like that, usually the first thing the mod author tells you is it's right up at the very top in the description. Do not ever clean this mod. Unfortunately, not everyone does that. Even Winter Sun, Enai's mod, has 23 identical to master records. Requires cleaning. So this is my error. This is the one. See, it says this plugin is incompatible with immersive jewelry. So Summer Mist and immersive jewelry require a patch. Okay. So I'm gonna find Summer Mist is here, right? Summer Mist of Skyrim is mod priority 135 for me. Immersive Jewelry is 257. There's a Summer Mist Immersive Jewelry patch right here. It says patches, right? It's right after the lowest mod patched for. However, I'm still getting the error because the mod is brand new. It just came out the other day. So that's that. If all of this looks confusing, the very first time that I saw it, it was, I don't know what this is. Page is having a problem loading. Let's get rid of it. It was completely confusing to me. It just says, like, if I look at Vortex now, I will probably sit there and scratch my head for a little bit. But yeah, other than that, it's pretty simple. I could check my ini files from here. My ini editor. I already have Skyrim ini, Skyrim prefs, and Skyrim custom. So once you load the game, you can modify all of your ini files directly from here for all your profiles. You could add your modify executables right from the tool, from the gears icon here. So you can see all of mine. Dyndelod, text gen, xlod gen. I launch Enderall from here. I have an Enderall profile. So if I want to play the game Enderall, I just simply go to this profile, Enderall, and I switch over to Enderall. And I hit run and I play. And then if I want to go back to Skyrim, I get rid of this and I go to SKSE. So that's that. But yeah, that link that I sent you there, definitely, if you want to pin this for the Yash guide, uh, Nordic Skyrim is the one that I have right above it. You can see Shane. Like I said, lots of suggestions. If you're gonna do a load order the first time, I only recommend Yashed for if you're gonna do your LODs. Text gen, Dyn-to-LOD, XLOD gen. And there's a very specific order, and definitely follow the Yash guide to a T for that if you do it. I only run text gen and Dyn-to-LOD. I feel I don't need anything else. The problem with the Yash guide for me is that, here, let me open it again one more time for you. The problem with it for me is this. At the very top here, right under their nice little picture that does look amazing. The Yash guide is made specifically for people that are, now they say just starting their adventure into modding. Okay, but look at the text underneath here. By following this guide, you won't have the ability to add additional mods or remove the mods that are already included. Simply, there is no choices. Remember this before you start. There is one not safe for work mod included in this guide, which is Schlongs of Skyrim. It is required for other mods in this guide. The reason I don't follow Yash is I like choice, I like variety. I like to run mods. I don't like being confined to what somebody else tells me. Oh, well, your game's going to look fantastic. It's going to run good, but you have to do it this way. So your setup by following that guide is going to look like every other person's setup that follows that guide. I like variety. Nordic lets you do that. It gives you ands or ors. Yash does it too, but it's very linear. Why am I going to files? I don't need files. Description. Um, with the Nordic guide, if I want to go to, you start with user interface and core. Click just open link, so you can keep this page up, and then the mod, it takes you right to the mod you want to use. If I want to use more informative consult, which I do, you should absolutely use this mod. Okay. Right. Okay. And it pops you right up. Make sure you read the requirements. See, Notes version 2.08, SKSE. So I don't use everything here, but you see how they're numbered. SKSE plugins, 1, 2, 3, 4. The little green Y's over here means that, is it Nordic01 Cold that made this? I think that's his name, Nordic 0 Cold. Okay. Those are the ones that he always uses. And then obviously if there's any fixes, you could see these right here. You know, obviously these are, some of them are optional, some of them aren't. Uh, like I run an E and B, so faster game start, I cannot run this because it has issues with the E and B. Private profile redirector, this will load your game faster, and in between cells will load faster. It already loads fast on PC. I think with my whole setup, I have about 270 gigabytes worth of mods loaded, which is a lot on a standard SSD, a Samsung SSD that I'm running my game and my uh, my OS on, which you're not supposed to do, but I do. Um, my load doors are probably 2 to 3 seconds. This makes it even quicker. But if you're running an E and B, you're gonna have issues with it. Do not use it. If you're not running an E and B, absolutely use this. And then some of these are required for other things. Fusrodos silent voice is actually required for a lot of things. It is a good recommended mod. You see requirements. So mods that require this file. So if you're running any of these mods, but see like Nether's follower framework, optional, recommended for voices with no dialogue. So that's what this mod does. Fantastic mod. I don't run it personally. Skill and Capper, he doesn't use it. I love this. I absolutely love this. This is kind of complicated though to get into. Uh, I could Skyrim any here. Actually, let me open it and explore. It'll be easier to see. Okay, expand this out. So this is the Skyrim skill uncapper for SE. You have SKSE, plugins, you have the DLL loader, and then you have your uncapper any. There's a whole tutorial about how to set this up, but I'm gonna open this with Notepad++ to 55 for everything. So I could level my character up to 255. That is his max skill. So anything that gets a X percentage buff based on your skill levels, like say destruction spell is X powerful, but normally you would cap it 100, so that spell would hit a certain glass ceiling, so to speak, or a concrete ceiling, or however you say it. These are presets by Cal at Dirty Weasel Media for Ordinator, because I am running Ordinator with this setup. So my characters can now level up to 255. If you go down here to the skill experience gain molds, 1.0 is base game default, which means that's the normal leveling speed for that skill. You know how alchemy's levels, you could spam potions and it levels really quickly. Well, mine's still set to 1 because my character is an alchemy-based character. But you'll see other things like this. Alteration is less than 1.0. It's, was it not 0.85? It levels a little bit slower. Same thing with marksman, right? Point, 0.65. So this level is slower. Archery was kind of, like ridiculous when it started leveling. If it was set to 1, you would level at the correct level. With 6.65, you level slower. Same thing with some of the other spells, Conjuration. I actually had to increase Destruction from 0.5 to 0.8 because my character does use Destruction magic. You could set these values manually. So if I wanted, say, my two-handed, say I wanted my two-handed. Now with his tweaks, they start at 7, but say, hell, I want my two-handed to level insanely fast because I'm going to be a barbarian character. Well, it's simple as putting 2.0 right there and hitting X to save. That's it. So if I exit out of there, right, and then I reopen this again, Notepad++, you'll see it stays at 2.0. So now I will learn two-handed skill twice as fast. I obviously don't care about that because my character's not a two-handed character, so 0.7 I think it was. So you could change these values. You could also change your level cap. I'm using his default at 255, but say you want your illusion spell to cap at 150 instead of 255. I would just type in 150. I would exit and it auto saves it for you. So when you go back in, open with Notepad++, see 150 there is saved. It is it's something I found recently that was very intimidating to learn how to do, but it has made my personal gameplay experience so much better to do this. There are, let me just show you here. Alright. There are 2, and I'm going to link them to you if you ever decide you want to use them, Shane. Right? This is Skyrim Skill and Capper. I'm gonna link these 2 here for you. And then if you do run Ordinator, Skyrim Skill and Capper for Ordinator, in the description, there's a nice video done here by Cal. You can see Dirty Weasel Media. So this is Cal, right? Um, Make sure you check the requirements. It requires the skill and capper. There are 2 files. He goes over how to download this and how to merge them if you want to. MO2, Vortex, and MM. Okay, I'm going to link this other one for you. Um, like I said, you don't have to use them. I just found that it made my overall playing experience to be so much better. It slows down my leveling, so I don't ramp up my levels immediately at the start of the game. So like within the first 20 minutes, I'm now level 12, and I've done like maybe a couple side quests and killed a couple bandits, which seems to be the norm. Uh, but yeah, that's that. I know I kind of went on a little bit of a tangent, but that's how you clean the masters. I went over a lot. If I did it too quick, I'm sorry. But those links I sent you, definitely, pin them for reference, keep them. Um, if you need help, feel free to add me. Shoot me a DM. You could tag me anytime. I don't ever get mad about anything like that. I mean, if I'm sleeping, I'm sleeping. I just won't answer. That's the only thing. But if I'm around, I always have Discord open. Yeah, I mean, you could tag me anytime, buddy. You know that. I'll be more than happy to help. And if I don't, I definitely know people that I could point you to. So if you have any other questions, so. But yeah, anytime you start a new game, or if you uninstall and reinstall Skyrim, those master files need to be cleaned. Otherwise, you do run the risk of potential issues. It's just one thing. We all know the base game. Excuse me. We all know the base game on this is questionable to begin with. These are just steps to make your base game cleaner, more efficient. Remove references, remove ITMs. Especially those undeleted references, those are key. You need to get rid of as many of them as possible. Those are steps to do to get rid of all those. Um, and then after that, I should be using my Yeti, but I can't because it's so loud over here. I have to use my headset mic. Apologies for that. But yeah, once you have the masters cleaned, you could follow the Nordic guide. Yeah. Like I said, I recommend it. There's a couple. Let me open up another tab here. Um, you have the guide. You have the link for Nordic. You have the link for Yash. Like I said, Yash only for the LOD generating section. It's at the very bottom of the Yash guide. Nordic is the one that I personally recommend. However, uh, Predcaliber. Predcaliber.com. Predcaliber does. This is a graphic tutorial. This is kind of a. He even gives system requirements or similar for AMD, depending on what you're running. He runs Intel. I run Intel. Okay, but he does have, it tells you, we're similar for AMD. He has a very, very good base. I mean, well, I can't even say it's base. It's based off of the Nordic guide, but he breaks it down a little easier. So what you would want to see is the Skyrim SE 2018. You would click on this under tutorials, and it brings this up, and it just goes into, and it does the same thing too. Anything that's got hyperlinked like this is will take you right to that mod. He basically starts you off with the unofficial patch after SKSE. He uses SSE LodGen for his LODs. Anything else in preparation? Part of the Nordic? No, not really. This Scimitar's on Legendary Edition. I have mixed feelings about that. His tutorials and his setups are pretty well done, but because it's LE, there's a lot of extra things on there that Special Edition just doesn't have. Special Edition as a base runs much better than LE. It's a more stable base. The game's still buggy, but LE tends to crash a hell of a lot more. I noticed it was just base Enderall. Base Enderall has to run off Legendary Edition. Um, his new one. I've seen his because I'm actually subbed to him on YouTube, so I see his videos pop up. So I'll go watch them. I was more interested in watching his character builds. He did. I thought he did a really good job with his character builds. His modding guide. I mean, I think I could do it better personally. I know that's gonna sound like bragging, but I can make graphics that look just as good. Probably not better. Let's just say just as good. Um, we have a couple members over in the Rangers that are actually we've been working on a guide like this, but what I would recommend is the Nordic guide, Nordic Skyrim. Um, that's the one that I use to start. It's got the one that's got the most freedom of choice. You don't need every single mod in there. It tells you which mods overlap which other mods, so you can minimize conflict. Um, it's the most flexible, you know, and it's while they say it's the least updated, I've noticed many updates in it recently, although it won't show you on the mod page itself. But there are things that have been added into it that I know haven't been there, as early as 2-3 weeks ago. So it does get updated once in a while. But that's it. So yeah. Um, I'm gonna go because I need to have dinner. Everybody ate without me. But that's okay. And then I am going to actually get into my vampire story. I have to recreate him because of the TPOS2 update that just came out yesterday. So I spent the night updating. I put out Stunning Statues of Skyrim for console. I'm trying to get Iron Dawn Guard. It's up here on my page. Uh, I was trying to test it before I uploaded it. I have all the stuff for it, but BethesdaNet is being a pain in the butt. Enderell's not available for SC, no. You need the LE version of it. Unfortunately. On Steam, where is it? This is Forgotten Stories, so this is the expansion. Um, I don't remember where exactly I got Enderall from. I think I did a quick Google search, and the link just popped up where to download it. You can launch it from your desktop like this. You would use the Enderall launcher, but since I run Mod Organizer 2, I run it through there, and it's a little more stable because it's being run through there. But I think I had maybe, excuse me, I think I might have had, and the whole time I've been playing it, maybe 2 crashes. But Enderall comes with its version of SKSE. It comes with its own version of SkyUI. It comes with a bunch of LE mods that it doesn't tell you are there, but I've noticed by just playing the game. And it also comes with its own EMB or reshade. I'm not sure which it is. I think it's a reshade, but I could be wrong. But no, unfortunately, it's not on. There's no special edition version of Enderall. But the Enderall that's there looks better than Skyrim Special Edition. I think somebody just put out a video. I'm not subbed to the guy, but it popped up in my feed for similar videos, liked videos about why he thinks that Enderall out of the box is better than Skyrim. And it's all for visuals. The story is fantastic if you haven't played. I mean, I got it for free. The DLC I think I got for free, and I think I had to pay just for Legendary Edition, but it was something like $9, $9 US. So what I think I'm like I don't know the conversion offhand, but I think it would be less than $15 for you for Legendary. Well worth it. Oh, dude, if you can get it, yeah, 6.99. So 6.99 was that pounds, right? 6.99 pounds, almost £7. Yeah, if you could pick it up for that, absolutely. Because then you already have the base for Enderal. I mean, you need it. Plus, then you have LE. Then you can mod LE. You can go right to Nexus, right to the here. You have everything. Go to Nexus mods. The very first one, Skyrim. So when you're downloading special edition mods, make sure you select this special edition. Do not select legendary. But this is for legendary, and you'll notice that it's got this different blue to it. Okay. And hey there. That's a nice photo. But yeah, you have all the LE mods. Everything's already there. And there's still so many Legendary Edition Oldrim mods that I wish we had on Special Edition, but we don't. So, but yeah, I'm not gonna update that. I see that. Get down. You minimize. No update for me. Check Discord. Okay. I see three. I wonder who the third person is, because I'm watching on my phone, so I'm one. Shane, you're one. Who's the third person that's watching? I know it's not Ren, because Ren might I think thought it was the story. Is Mr. B still hanging around? Let's see. Let me scroll back up. Who else popped in? Soner maybe. I don't know. That's okay. I'm gonna try to do if there's any other Shane, if there's any other type of like tutorials that you would like to see done in a live stream format. Oh, send it to okay. Yeah, oh his ultra modding. Okay. Is he doing an Alright, sorry, headset again. So he is doing an SE modding guide. Okay, so this is one I haven't seen. Hold on, let me open this up. Oh wow. This looks so this goes right to his page. Okay. So I'm a little familiar with this page. Let me take a look here. Is a guide to my brother LE graphics and gameplay. His LE guide was fantastic. I was not even aware of this. Thank you. Uh, this will get archived for me. I will look at this as a reference. His LE guide looks so good when he did his videos. Um, I was looking at it. Now he uses a lot of stuff that I don't use. I think like dual sheath redux, shields on back, things like that. But I run other things too, like Finis PCA2. Uh, Obviously EMB. EMB to add them is really easy. Um, this is going to be interesting to see here. Current guide through version change log. Let's see. Interesting. FAQs. Oh, okay. Like my PC's twice as good as what he's got here for the specs. So that should be good. No exceptions. You must sit down and read attentively. I always read stuff like this. And if there's a little video. See, I like this. He has a nice setup to this. I do like this. It looks like he put a lot of work into this. Is it? I see. I haven't seen Odin do a guide in a while. I keep seeing Odin's streams pop up, but they're for different games that I haven't played. I tend to hang around when he does Skyrim stuff, but when he does other stuff, I don't. And I know that's not. It's nothing. It's obviously nothing personal against Odin, but it's Odin's was the first Discord I was ever in because of Skyrim. But I know he wants to branch off and do different stuff, and like, absolutely, buddy, do it. If that's what makes you happy, absolutely do it. This is what makes me happy. Interesting. Stability, bug fixing. I'm definitely going to have to give this a look over. I was not aware about this. There's a lot of stuff in here. I have all these race menu. Shale scare from yeah, see I have all these Globy Gone, better jumping, yep. First person candlelight, I have all this stuff. This is awesome. He's got a lot of the same stuff I do. I'm sure he's got a lot of different stuff. Part 1 graphics, TDS viewer, yep. Install the EMB. I mean EMB's. Oh, so he even gives tweaks too. Okay, most guides will do this too. They'll give you tweaks. Oh, you joined day 1? Oh, well, I wasn't day 1, but I've been on there a while. I'm sure he can go back and see the audit log to see when I joined. Because I was on his before I was on Tarshana's. I think I was on his, and then there was a very, very small one that a guy I talked to, he lives in Canada, Western Canada. He started it, and then there was just those two Discords. I think he disbanded. It's not up here anymore. These are DMs. But like Odin's down here. This is the old SOS. Now JC Gaming. This is ours. This is mine. Rangers. Couch Warriors. Nesbits. Skeletors. Yours. Bayofish, who's part of Couch Warrior. And Gamer Poets. But I had another one too that I think there only wound up being like 9 members. And it was supposed to be for character builds. Because, you know, at the time, all 9 of us, that's all we wanted to do. And then it wound up being literally me creating all these builds and coming up with all these ideas. And there was never any input. Half the time, I was the only one that was online. Nobody to talk to, so kind of fell by the wayside, unfortunately. And I used to be active in Odin's all the time. Once I was no longer welcome in Tarshana's, because I joined SOS. That was the reason for that. That's a story for another day. Um, and then obviously the Rangers kind of came about because of Skipper Stitch and Chris, myself, Mel, Ange, and Moth. We all just kind of wanted to do our own thing, and Stitch asked me if I wanted to be part, and then, you know, I think we were on the original 5-6 members for 3 months, and then we landed TPOS2, and then from there it just kind of blew up. It was amazing. Well, you're his number 1 admin, aren't you? For Odin, right? Yeah, you and Jarl, because Jarl was on the other one that I was on. That little one that I said that had like 9 members. He was on that one too with us. I remember when this was like completely different. There were more I have to trim mine up. Before Stitch left, he trimmed this up. You can see all of our archive channels, but I have to do another cleaning here. I got too many channels in mine. I got to get rid of a bunch. But I don't know. I'll figure it out. Anyway. All right. Well, I'm gonna head off. I'm gonna grab some dinner. I should get to my I should start my story over tonight. With my vampire character because, like I said, TPOS2 got its update. I didn't update the game, so I don't have to worry about anything breaking on me. So, yeah, if you need anything, let me know. Shoot me a message, tag me. If there's anything in the future that you want to see, like live, you know, like I'm more than willing to do that. Absolutely. Set things up. I use OBS, so I mean, you can see here. It's gonna look kind of crazy in a second for you. But yeah, even with stuff like this, right? So that's what I use. Pretty easy for me. I can't make my own videos, but I could live stream. Go figure. I have no recording software or anything. Do you use the original? You'll use OBS Studio. So I have Streamlabs. Um, I tried the original. The layout was a little bit different, and this one just felt more comfortable to me. I don't know why. Uh, at the time, it could be shiny new thing. Maybe that's what it was, but I like it. So yeah. All right. Food time. Yeah, like I said, if you need or if you want to see anything done in live time, like just shoot me a message. Let me know what it is if I can set it up. Or obviously I have a ton of free time now. I'm going to be out of work for quite some time with my back. So I have a lot of free time on my hands, unfortunately. I mean, well, it's a good and a bad thing, but I'll definitely do it if you need anything seen. Absolutely, just let me know. All right, so I'm out. I will talk to you in Discord. Um, yeah, definitely save those links for the guides, and if for whatever reason you need them, I have them. Okay. Anytime, Shane. Anytime. Have a good one, bud. I'll talk to you later.